Welcome to Make Your Data Sparkle with Perficient and Salesforce. In this episode, we are going to talk about Einstein Studio. We're going to learn about what is Einstein Studio, where can you access it, and some of its basic functionality around hooking up to predictive and LLM external foundational models, large language models in Salesforce. Let's go ahead and dive in. I am in a demo org, but where you can find Einstein Studio is in Data Cloud. So you will need access to Data Cloud in order to get into Einstein Studio. And if you have the right level of access, you'll be able to go to the app launcher and search for Einstein Studio in the app launcher itself. Once you are in Einstein Studio within the tab, there's a couple of key features in here. The first is hooking up to predictive models, and the second is foundational model hookups. These are both API-based capabilities, besides the option to leverage any data in Data Cloud already. So let's talk quickly about these, and we'll dive into them a little bit deeper in future episodes. First, predictive models. So if we go over here to the right, we click New, you'll see the main capabilities of what we can hook up to. We can either use our data from Data Cloud itself to create a model from scratch. So again, these are creating predictions. These are typically numeric or binary based predictions. So yes or no, true or false, or the likelihood for, say, an opportunity to close, or what is the likelihood for the opportunity to be $5,000 or greater. So you can create the model from scratch using the data already available in your Data Cloud org, but you do need to have enough records to create a reliable prediction. So if you have hundreds and thousands of records of a certain record type within, say, the account object, you want to make sure that the data available to pull into that model is, one, reliable, two, responsible in terms of how you're going to be using it for prediction purposes, and three, there's enough of it in there. So it's good to do some due diligence around it, but you can create models without having to activate them. So there's a couple of different ways you can approach it, which is making sure you understand the data that you're working with before you activate it in your org is really important. So you can create the model from scratch, or you can use external models. So some organizations are pretty mature in their AI roadmap, and they can hook up to an existing external machine learning model with SageMaker through Amazon, or Google Cloud Vertex AI, or Databricks. So if you want to create predictions using an external model and hook up your Data Cloud data, so the data you've already pulled into Data Cloud, you can do a zero copy mechanism to interact with your Databricks model, for example, and to create those intelligent predictions. So you don't have to duplicate your data in your existing data storage mechanisms. You can use that zero copy functionality and relationship between these key players in the space to take your Data Cloud data, feed it up to your existing prediction models in these external systems, and pull it back in and activate it. Super powerful way to get predictions using those external AI capabilities available in key players in this space. So that's very high level predictive model capabilities. Let's hop over real quick to foundational models. So we are looking at two key foundational model hookups available in Einstein Studio today. I have a hunch that the roadmap is going to have some more in the future, but we're talking about large language models. So these big open source, publicly available large language models that can generate amazing things like text or images. The capabilities right now in Einstein Studio as of this recording are primarily text-based generation. So we're not creating images in Salesforce or anything like that specifically for this use case. We're primarily hooking up to these large language models in order to take the data available in Data Cloud, marry it up with generative AI capabilities in these powerful LLMs, and then push back a generated text response. So use cases primarily supported are things that you can do in Prompt Builder, such as email generation, account summary generation, chat completion, and things like that. But we can hook up to OpenAI through an Azure instance, or we can hook up to OpenAI directly. So you can hook it up to the LLM, or you can hook it up to a custom GPT if you have a very unique use case that you've built out in a custom generative pre-trained text transformer. So that is what's available in terms of LLM hookups. Once you have your API set up, whether it's through a prediction model or through the foundational LLM, you can go in and you can edit your model and monitor the activity and create prediction jobs or specific use cases for the LLM to predict or generate text with. We won't go deep into this right now. We will do a future recording and episode on this content. But no, we can monitor the models, we can create prediction jobs, we can have very specific use cases for how that LLM is interacting and leveraging the data out of Data Cloud. But we will go into that in future episodes. Thanks so much for watching this episode on the basics of Einstein Studio. Looking forward to sharing more on how you can make your data sparkle with Perficient and Salesforce.